I'm Helen Herimbi, and this is The Watch. It's dope that you watch us here, but actually, we started The Watch as a way for us to look out for each other during this lockdown and hopefully beyond it. So that means we're going to be sharing some coronavirus tips, but also checking in on everyone from folks in the arts and those in the front lines and a whole lot more. So today, I get to check in on some of the funniest people in our nation. I'm talking to Trevor, Gumbi, Noko, Moswete, and Donovan, Goliath.
I don't have a connection. What?
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't know.
Are you flexing on him?
A little bit.
So thank you guys for
My
joining.
beard looks like a homeless cat got into some glue and rolled around my face. That's why
Yeah.
it's in patches.
That's exactly what it looks like.
Yeah.
We're gonna go with that.
Do the voice. Do the Jason Statham.
Right now.
No, I like the colored guy from Windsor. Do the colored guy from Windsor.
Well, we can't. We've got here. Noko is like, yo, man, these braids ain't gonna look like this forever.
Oh.
All right, on that note, then, thank you very much for finding some time in this lockdown to hang out with me. How has this new way of life been treating everyone?
Me?
Good. Go for it.
Okay, I've been good. You know why, ne? Because before the lockdown, I did not have any comedy shows. And then after the lockdown, suddenly everyone wants sanitizers from me.
So for people who don't know, you actually have a beauty business, right? So you make handcrafted.
I'm an essential service provider right now. I have the certificates.
Cheers, sir. Cheers, sir.
Those who can't do, teach.
Wow.
Hey.
Wow.
So what I found interesting, Noko, and maybe because I'm struggling to hear you a little bit when you're talking, so maybe you can put it a little bit closer to you. But what I found interesting is that you said people were complaining about the directions that you've given for the sanitizer.
No, I said, can you hear me clearly now?
Yes.
I said before the lockdown, I did not have any comedy gigs. And after the lockdown, everyone wants sanitizers from me. So the lockdown has been good for me.
Nice.
Okay, but when it comes to your sanitizers, you've written directions there.
Yes.
What do the directions say?
I say you must squirt in your hand, but I was talking about the sanitizer.
Okay.
You and rub thoroughly.
So people are a little bit confused about that, about the squirt.
No, we know, like, there's no other way you can squirt, you know, the sanitizer. Who else has ever
Well,
I mean,
okay.
it's just.
I'm going to move from that side of the business to talking about other aspects of business aside from comedy. Because Trevor, you have an Airbnb, right? Are you still like right over the squirting?
Oh yeah. How'd you know this?
How do I know?
Yeah.
Because it's in your bio.
Oh
on social media.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So because everybody's being encouraged to stay at home during this lockdown, is your home being occupied, your Airbnb?
Yeah, but like something like 7 or 8 cancellations, all from like overseas tourists and stuff. It's bad. It's bad. But luckily, I didn't take the advice of other super hosts who advised me to invest in more properties and just rent them and then just do the Airbnb because I'd be really messed up right now if I had done that.
Yeah. But you have been keeping yourself busy in another way. You've started this hashtag, the end is nigh.
No, I was so bored last night. that I just decided to like just freak people out and talk about the reptilians and whatnot. You really do your research so well, eh, Helen? You're
So
amazing.
I'm interested in like, so if you guys don't know Noko and Donovan, so in the end is nigh, right? There's
Yeah.
these alien overlords that are
Yes.
coming to take over. This is why we're in the lockdown, right, Trevor?
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love how you do your research because I don't know if you remember, but 15 years ago, in 2005, on April the 6th, you wrote about my performance at the Blacks Only, and you said the only thing funny about Trevor Gumbi is his small suit. I never
Wow.
forget. Yeah.
That doesn't sound like something I said, but if I did say it, were you wearing a small suit?
That is what has been occupying my mind for the past 15 years, and I will exact my revenge one slinyana day.
So you're gonna stick the overlords on me.
As soon as I get them on my side and I'm the official squire, I'll be able to get them to your house.
Okay, why were you wearing a suit at Blacks Only, and why was it small?
It was
Yeah,
small because
how you find
I
out
was.
people are lying about your reviews. But I thought it was interesting that The End is Nigh sounded like some sci-fi movie, right? And it made me think about how the time that we're living in now with this pandemic, none of us have ever like gone through this. And it made me think, what if this is another like end of days movie, right? And it made me think, Donovan,
Yes.
how would Die Laste Hond review the
Okay.
end of the world in a world?
Okay.
You
All
know,
right.
so
Here we
this
go.
is the movie.
This is how we would do it.
Yeah.
Welcome to the adventures of the last one, who is me. Hey, bro, the other day I was watching this other film, The End is Nigh. It's about the end of the world and whatnot, but let me tell you something, it's a boring film. Because the only reason why I took it is somebody said to me, this film is called The End is Nigh. I watched it, and in my mind, I thought it's an X-rated film. Because it says the end is nigh. Now I don't know what is happening. But anyway, we're going to carry on watching it.
Yay!
Brilliant.
That sounds like the movie I'd rather be watching than living in this movie.
Exactly.
Wait, I
Exactly.
want to find out, Donovan,
Yo.
which one of the characters that you do is your favorite character? Because, like, I can't decide which one I love the most.
You know what? I actually don't know. So Die Laste Hond is an actual person. When I studied in PE, there was a guy who was a drug dealer and a pimp on the corner of my street in Port Elizabeth in Central, and he used to call himself Die Laste Hond, and he was a bit crazy. He used to talk about all these weird things, so I just adopted that character. Donny Custard is a name given to me by my ex's little sister. Right, so they all have a little bit of like truth in them. So these are
Yeah.
people
Oh,
that
wow.
kind of exist in the world. I don't know which one is my favorite. I guess it all depends on what concept I come up with, and then I like that one for the day, and then the next day I'm like, nah, it's Donny Custard's time.
Yeah. Did you have to clear Die Laste Hond using his identity and his likeness?
No, he died.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
So I
This
just
is
thought
such
so.
a great
This
chat. This is so uplifting.
this is legacy. This is legacy right now. So you know when they say to be continued on the end of
yeah.
movies and music video, that's what I'm doing right now for Die Laste Hond.
Yeah. So then I want to talk a little bit about how this lockdown is forcing people to be a little bit more creative than they used to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
Because Donovan, you guys have Goliath go
Live.
live, right?
Yes, yes.
So how
Yeah,
does
look,
that? Yeah.
it's very interesting, and I was having a chat with a fellow comedian just now. This is such a big shift in the way we normally do things, and what I was saying is that it's really forcing us out of a comfort zone, because it's often sometimes very easy and it's like you sometimes nonchalant. You go on stage, you tell some jokes, and then you leave. But take the audience out of that equation, and it changes the game completely. So
Yeah.
having to move it to a
Yeah.
different medium tests your vulnerability, because now you're not in the driving seat anymore. Now the audience is in the driving seat because they decide if they want to watch it, and they decide if they're going to comment and like or not like. So I think it's definitely a lot more difficult, but we're ideas people. I was chatting to Tats and Gonzo actually and saying that as comics, especially, every time we think of a gag, you're basically creating a mini skit in your head. Now you've got to find an interesting way to move that mini skit onto your phone somehow and tell the exact same message. Because that's what people are expecting. I personally don't think that trying to do stand up, to a phone or to a device is the way to go when there is no audience.
Oh yeah.
I find it so awkward, so we really have to try and figure out how else to be funny and to adapt, because now we actually have a 24-hour audience. There's a 24-hour stage for you to build your brand. And if we come out of this eventually, I think you'll be so strong. You'll be so digitally fit. Your brand would be, you would have built up a lot of relationships and repertoire with good clients, with fans, with audience members, and then move them, to the stage eventually. But it's not easy though. It sounds
but you gotta figure out a way of actually putting it on digital, which is
exactly. And the thing is now
very
it's an
difficult
open
because you can't do traditional stand-up.
It's an open brief, so there is no right and wrong way of doing it. It's whatever you're comfortable with, whatever your style is. If you prefer talking to camera, that's cool. If you want to do skits, that's cool. If you want to do motivation, that's also fine. You want to share memes, pick a lane that you're comfortable with and something that you can churn out. Because I think quantity is the name of the game here, because we're all online. But quality, you got to think about quality as well. So what are you doing to stop people's thumbs? I think that's what we got to think about right now. What is making people stop and go, cool, I'll give you a little bit of my time today. Because there's so much,
And also people's attention spans are different when it's not a captive audience.
Absolutely.
So Noko, how have you been dealing with this lockdown and your comedy? Are you finding like the gags are coming quickly? Are they coming easily?
I think they are coming easily, but I find myself not being able to just share them freely,
It's
buy
hard.
them. So if you just say to me, yo, Noko, make something about coronavirus, put it online, for what? Give me a figure, then I will try my best.
So it feels like you still need the audience participation in a way.
I don't want to. Me, if I have to write a joke, I have a board in my house where I write, I plan. So I can't do all of that just for me to compete with the rest of cellular jokers. Vibes.
Yeah, that's true.
Cellular jokers. I like that.
I like it too. So do you guys feel like this is then threatening your livelihood? And this is a question for everyone. Because if everybody's got a phone and everyone thinks that they're funny, there's nothing that's stopping them from saying, well, I'm the newest cellular joker. Do you think it's messing with your revenue?
No, I don't think so. I think there's enough pie to go around. There are lots of people who have gained notoriety and gained fame from online videos. You look at the likes of Nasizwe, who started doing his YouTube things, and people really enjoyed him. But he's not really ever affected our income.
No.
I don't know about the two other guys, but he's created a lane for himself. And there are so many other people worldwide on YouTube and on Instagram Live and all sorts of things. And there's enough space for everybody. Just like the traditional comedy circuit there is, there aren't enough comedians, although there are thousands in South Africa.
Yeah.
There aren't enough because there's so many stories to be told and different angles to tell them in. So I don't think anything is threatening our livelihood.
Yeah, look, and I also think that a lot of these, let's call them internet comedians, have been around for a very long time. It's not like they're just surfacing now that this lockdown has happened. What is happening, though, and it's true what you're saying, that, there are a lot of people coming up now trying to do stuff who aren't that funny, but they're being exposed, They're being exposed really see who the creative and funny ones are. You will pay attention to them. You may even pay them, for their time, like Noko was saying earlier on. So I don't think there's a real threat. Funny is funny, and if you're killing it online or killing it on stage, the audience know immediately. It's really just about, who is doing the dopest stuff.
Yeah. Speaking about who's doing the dopest stuff, it looks like South Africa is currently winning when it comes to this curve. I don't know if you guys saw the graph that's been going around that's got South Africa, Italy, the UK, and America. And it basically shows after the 100th patient, all of the other countries, their graph just spiked up and ours kind of stable. So I need to know, what are your thoughts on that? Are you guys hopeful that we're coming out of this as not as scathed as other countries?
For me, it makes me happy that South Africans are more obedient, and it shows that we still remember the struggle and the uprising. We still remember what a policeman's boot feels like to the mouth. So we're not about to, we're not about to go out. The Italians never had anything like that, So we're a disciplined country, and I think, look, they're gonna push this out until, my prediction is end of May, beginning of June, and we will be able to survive.
Yeah. Okay. Have you guys been wearing masks?
I have a mask and I wear it just when I go to the shop is like 50 meters from my house. And the only reason why I'm wearing it is I watched this great video. This guy said, what everybody needs to think about right now is not if you catch the virus, what are you going to do about it? Pretend that you have the virus. What are you doing to make sure that you don't expose other people? So for me, the mask, apart from being a deterrent, and protecting myself, from being exposed, I think just the sight of it triggers something in people's minds as well that allows them to kind of back off and just be conscious of it at all times. But
that sounds like a quote from Kosi Johnson's book.
From whom? Because hi.
All right.
Unnecessary.
The thing that I think is an interesting link between wearing a mask in these times is that I often feel like with comedians, you guys are holding up a mirror to society, right? Like you guys say the things that we aren't able to say. So you guys never have a mask on. We always have the mask on, and you guys go on stage without that mask. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's very poetic.
Oh, thanks. So my question is there something that you feel like people won't necessarily want to talk about in this pandemic that you can't wait to talk about on stage? What did you say, Noko?
Well, my question is, social distancing. Are married people or couples supposed to be making love? Are they, especially if one of them is working? Let's say you work at ShopRite and then every day you interact with a lot of people. You are married. You're supposed to be like in the same.
So what you're asking is, should married couples or people who live together, should they still be interacting if one of them has to go out and work during this lockdown?
I get it. Donovan said he treats everyone as if they have the virus. Okay, he treats himself as if he has the virus. So then, do you come back home with the virus and make love to your wife, Donovan?
Yes.
Inquiry.
Listen, Helen.
Yes.
To answer your question from my viewpoint about what would people not want to talk, I think people don't want to talk about their realities. I think the social media veil is being taken away now, and people's real circumstances and their real lives are coming out. And it's not about the Instagram posing in hotel lobbies, posing in Mercedes Benzes anymore. Now people don't have that content to flout as if this is their lives. This
Yeah.
is now their true lives, and I don't think people are ready to reveal that. A while ago, a friend of mine and a couple of other people, Joanne Lurie, we did a thing called the Gram Sham, where we found that a lot of youth around the world, especially in South Africa, are depressed because they look at Instagram and they look at other people's lives and they're like, wow, how can I achieve that? I'll never achieve that, you know? So
Yeah.
we went on and we posted our realities, you know? She did a couple of celebrities and we posted our realities. And I think my post, I posted my bank balance and I was like, this is what I have right now, guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't think people are ready to let go of the fake life they've put on.
Yeah. For sure. Well, I can't wait to see all of you back on stage, and I can't wait to see what else this lockdown and the pandemic in general brings out of you and your creativity. So, before I let you go, what is the one thing, hopefully a practical, tangible thing, that people should do today to lift their spirits up? If they do nothing else today, they need to do this.
I think for me, I don't think we're gonna get this time again to do nothing. You know, this is a great opportunity for you to reflect, to figure out, you know, your purpose, to read, to catch up on a box set that you've been meaning to catch up on. You know,
Yeah.
learn to cook. I think there are too many things that we just push to the side because we don't have time. We're blaming it on work. We're doing all of these other things and not actually doing things that make us happy. I think this is a very good time to flip it and really just do the things that you've always wanted to do for you.
Yeah, for sure. Trevor?
Fuck, man, they were so poetic. You guys are so eloquent. Shit. Fuck, I don't know. Just hug your loved ones.
Yeah. Simple as that.
All right. Well, thank you very much for
Not those
chatting.
dirty coronavirus infected loved ones. Not those ones. The immediate people in your house.
You know, that ended so well, and then Trevor was like, "Nah,
You
it's too
We
nice."
don't know the ending.
No,
So
it's
I
too nice.
assume because Noko is gone now, I assume she would have said something about her beauty products or her sanitizer. So as an essential service worker,
Does she test them on herself?
I don't know. We'll have
Never
to ask.
mind. Never mind.
But thank you very much, guys, for chatting with me, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you very much for having us.
I want to say big thank you to Donovan, Goliath, Noko, Moswete, and Trevor, Gumbi. Thank you so much for sharing with us and hanging out with me today. I can't wait to see them in real life, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow. My name is Helen Herimbi, and this has been The Watch.